Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. It's a Wednesday, the 22nd day of May 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of this show. Our gratitude will go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Kaya Empowerment Program launched. 5,000 female head porters targeted. 2 hostel facilities inaugurated. Wave taxes on public health, commodities and medicines, NACP. Invested petroleum funds appreciate to $1.24 billion. PIAC report. The Ghanaian Times. Limited voters registration. No extension of deadline. 532,025 eligible voters captured so far. EC. APSL initiates arbitration against Ministry of Transport, Ghana Shippers Authority for unlawful termination of agreement. VIP champions Kaya Empowerment Program as inaugurates 2 resources and training centers. Ghana's petroleum revenue declines by 25.65% in 2023 due to production shortfall. Daily Guide. Baumia opens Kaya Hostel. A Sikado explosion, deaths arise. Majority fires minority over recruitment claims. Kumasi Dortmund sign a Sister City Pact. A new crusading guide. Ripples from BILT project. Ashanti Port Hall's Transport Ministry to arbitration over unlawful termination of concession agreement. NDC minority in Parliament rejects tax waiver for businesses. YEA launches initiative to upskill 5,000 head porters. NDC Central Town Secretary dissociates himself from man who defrauded London-based Ghanaian. I'm committed to ensuring dignity and opportunity for Kaya, Dr. Baumia, as he commissions 2 hostel facilities. Stop trying to destroy me, Brian Champon tells Ablakwa. The Insight. TUC says no to government. Sale of Snit Hotel shares to minister. As Closak warns against playing Chaskele with workers' pension funds. 39 years after killing of Margaret Kuonu, indigents of Adansong or Lagoon vow to continue struggle against Electrochem. Ex-school member Alolga Katapori warns President Kufuor to be mindful of his utterances if he wants democracy to last in Ghana. Senegal Prime Minister criticizes French military bases in territory. The Herald. Angry Ho High Court judge condemns EC's disrespect in SAL election petition. Accused person in ambulance case questions basis of his trial. Suggests AG set someone loose. Negligent ECG's poll kills woman near ABBEY. Extend voters registration exercise. New force leader urges EC. NPP Stephen in team appointed MPA board chairman. Baumia launches Kaya Empowerment Program for 5,000 head porters under YEA initiative. The Informer. Plot to smear special prosecutor uncovered. We are proud of you. Chief extols Baumia. Alleged partiality. Mahama drags Akufo-Addo EC to Christian Council. Minority calls for probe into Garrett project. Tackling Ghana's waste menace. Upper West gets treatment plant. Zoom Lion commended as Baumia promises jobs. The Inquisitor. Operation Get Special Prosecutor out. More mad planned as government packages new lies. Tobu's letter to IGP. Insider job sniffed as police officers murmur. Kosa takes over local government as new minister. YEA launches initiative to upskill 6,000 head porters. Opuni case. CJ's removal of Kulendi others fuels needless speculation. Kwekwaza. The Daily Statesman. Big promise redeemed. Baumia launches Kaya Empowerment Initiative. Minority against move to motivate businesses. Works and Housing Minister woos global real estate investors. First ever advanced waste recycling plant commission in Wa. The Ghanaian Publisher. APSL drags Ghana to international arbitration, demands $3.6 billion damages. Baumia fulfills Kaya promise, applauds Toshi for support. Majority refutes minorities' unfounded allegations. In Kranza South, NPP warns NDC MP over attacks. The Accra Times. Backbone task MPs put aside personal agenda, act in the best interest of Ghana. Afenyo Makina to force in lock horns over recall of Parliament. Not the MP pays up medical bills for mothers and children at Amfega Catholic Hospital. IGP dragged to Parliament over surge in political influence recruitment. Jinapo calls on world leaders to increase forest finance. The custodian. Government fulfills promise to Kai as Baumia opens hostel and skills training program for head porters. Majority rubbishes NDC's claim on recruitment slots. Baumia opens Lions Ordinary Cup in Upper West. Stop destroying me and Rock City, Brian. Champon slams Ablakwa. The new finder. Interest hits 30 to 47% on loans for businesses. Bank of Ghana report. NHIA to issue Ghana cars to 6.3 million children. Kai skills training centers commissioned. Oil production drops by 23 million barrels in 4 years. Daily Post. Will repair the damage done to the economy. Mahama assures clergy. Put up or shut up. Atufosin tells Interior Minister to put out NDC names. Nursing training Alawa. Baumia is a certified liar. Joyce Bauer Mokhtari. And there's a quote on the top right corner of the Daily Post. It reads, the greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as a needle to the pole. Men who will stand for the right, though the heavens fall. And this is a quote by Ellen G. White, and it's on the front page of the Daily Post. We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning is the sworn-in Minister of Health. He's also the parliamentary candidate of the MPP in the Lejokuku constituency, Dr. Bernard Okoboy. Good morning, Honorable Minister.
Anche. I don't know whether that's all you say when you have cabinet ministers on your show. You have to say more.
Okay, I'll come back and say more. Also with me on the show this morning is the Member of Parliament for the Tamale North constituency, Alhaji Al-Hassan Suedi.
You know,
Alhaji, good morning.
Good morning, boss. I hope you are well.
By the special grace of God, I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah, we thank God. Okoboy never disappoints, you know. Yeah, he just told me how he was ushered in this morning.
Yes.
After, you know, taking the oath.
Yes. So
office.
with two dispatch riders.
Yeah.
You know, and then special assistants holding his bag.
Yeah. One would have thought that with...
You know, I had to wait for him to be ushered in. So I had to wait with my hands behind my back.
Your back.
To wait for the minister to be brought into the studio before...
Even the host. I'm sure they had to do some security clearance.
Yeah, they came to check the place and did everything so that minister... So, Honorable Doctor, you're welcome.
One would have thought that, you know, he'll be magnanimous because it's injury time appointment, but...
Hey, you didn't hear?
No. That...
So although the time is short...
things can still happen.
They can still...
Is that the end of the sentence, or you are...
you can continue it.
Is that the end of the sentence, or you are going to say...
Although the time left is short,
they can still...
We can still make an impact.
Is that a full stop, or there's the
sentence? There's Dororo, so finish it.
You can still make an impact.
Oh, goodness. But congrats.
Thank you very much.
We are
very
proud of you. We are very, very proud of you. I mean, regardless of how bad things are, yes, as an individual, we are very happy for you. But you know, that things are not pleasant. You know, you are very...
yesterday, somebody has made an observation.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he sent me a text, and he asked if... whether I realized that from the time you were nominated, you know, after your vetting, have I realized after your vetting, you have stopped wearing your
bow tie?
No, the African print bow tie. Yeah. Have I realized that? I said, it's not come to my attention. So when I saw you this morning,
you were looking out for it.
Then I realized that last week, too, he didn't wear it.
Yes.
So
the new brand.
So I see that. I mean,
in fact,
this is for cabinet does not allow that. Right? Because the last person who wore bow ties to cabinet was sacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The former energy minister. You know, he's also bow tie. So that's why you have taken
the training is that you should not be predictable as a cabinet minister.
As a cabinet minister, you must not be predictable.
Where is that training done?
Wait, when you become one, you get to know.
Where is that?
If you are not one, how can you receive the training?
No, I just want to know where it is done even before I become
one.
When
you become one, we'll show you where.
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Of course.
Okay.
So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on the same show with a member of the opposition, and to accord him all these privileges.
The opportunity of sitting with the cabinet minister.
It's a privilege for me to actually sit with a cabinet minister. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for drawing my attention.
Yeah.
You're a big man.
So if you're looking for a toothpaste for the entire family, well, the recommended family toothpaste is a Kel 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 02468 64798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging, irrespective of your age. But worry no more. Lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? You can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It is affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakuman or just call them on 0200-535-515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movement. How are you? The Ghana Police Service has filed an injunction application at the High Court to prevent Ghanaian actress Yvonne Nelson from holding a planned demonstration against erratic power supply dubbed the Dumso Must Stop Vigil. This legal move follows a request by the Accra Regional Police Command for the organizers to change the protest venue, which has been scheduled for Saturday, May 25, 2024. Yvonne Nelson, who previously organized a similar protest in 2015, argues that intermittent power cuts, locally known as Dumso, are adversely affecting her business. In compliance with legal requirements, she and her team met with the Ghana Police Service to notify them of the intended protest. During this meeting, the police opposed the proposed route, particularly the planned endpoint at Revolution Square, citing its proximity to Jubilee House, a designated security zone. Additionally, the police raised concerns about the protest ending at midnight. Despite these objections, the protest organizers maintained that the endpoint was sufficiently distant from Jubilee House and that the planned end time did not pose any issues. Consequently, the police, citing the Public Order Act, has filed an application to stop the demonstration. The High Court has scheduled a hearing for this case on May 24, 2024. But organizers say they will contest the injunction. And Selom Dramado stated that the group is prepared to challenge the injunction in court. We will not accept any application by the police expert. We will disregard it and treat it with utter contempt. If the court respects and listens to them and a decision is taken, you don't really have a choice. But it's good. You said it's on notice. So you're going to defend in court. You're going to argue in court. That will be on 24th May. So it's Friday. Actress Yvonne Nelson, yes, she organized a similar one in 2015. Okay. So it appears that these things won't stop. It looks like it's a template.
Yeah, but should that be the
in 2015, case? It was held at night with lanterns and all
lanterns,
that.
Yes, okay. Yes, and they went all the way. I mean, they used that stretch of road from the Accra Mall area all the way to University of Ghana and other areas. But Randy, let me say good morning to our viewers and good morning to the very good people of the Tamale North constituency. It's always a pleasure to be on this set.
And to our cabinet minister.
Yes, of course. I mean, before I am denied the privilege of being on the same set with him.
There are two policemen.
Yes. But he was more useful to me as CEO of National Health Insurance Authority. I don't know how useful he will be at the Ministry of Health.
I started intimidating all of us. It's as if he's telling us that, hey.
They chop posts.
Anyway. Forget about my phone number. Then now when you call him, somebody will pick the phone.
Yeah, and say he's in a meeting.
So those who are, the constituents who have been calling him for Momo, unless he gives you a different number.
Anyway, Randy, but I don't think that some of these things cast a very good image for the Ghana Police Service. We are told that they are supposed to be our friends. The police, we are told, is your friend. But this grandstanding and posturing, especially when people want to, engage in their democratic rights, tend to, cast a very bad image for the police service. And I want to believe that it also has to do with the attitude or posture of the government. Because really and truly, when you engage the police, they are not that unfriendly and unreasonable. And we all know what the law is when it comes to demonstrations. I mean, yes, the understanding initially was that demonstrators only had to inform the police. You did not really need permission. In fact, that's what the law, as we understand, that's the position of the law. You don't need permission. You are to inform the police. But you see, yes, you are to notify them. But a Supreme Court ruling that had to do with the planned demonstration of Committee for Joint Action back in the day, it's concluded that all demonstrations were potentially violent. And because demonstrations were considered potentially violent, it then sort of strengthened the arm of the police to determine how demonstrations are conducted and where perhaps they are to be conducted. And that, for me, kind of watered down that freedom that people initially thought we had to organize demonstrations after notifying the police. But I'm just saying that sometimes the attitude of the government will make the police behave in this manner. Look, what is with the Jubilee House? Around the Jubilee House, that demonstrators have always had to struggle, especially under this regime, to terminate or begin their demonstrations at that place. What is with it? And that is why, Randy, on other matters, I have said that the president and his government seem to be operating with a palace mindset. It's as if they are operating or governing from the palace and not a democratically elected office. Otherwise, you will not have some of these posturing that suggests that no one dares the king. He is almighty and, don't even get close to his seat. In the past, many people have presented petitions at the Jubilee House, or the Flagstaff House, as it was then known, after engaging in demonstrations. In fact, people in this government took part in some of those demonstrations and were part of the petitioners, where they were met at the gates of the Jubilee House, and their petitions were taken. But you can take it from the law students who had hot water sprayed on them, through to Occupy Ghana. What's the name? Not Occupy Ghana. Oliver's Fix Ghana. And what many of them had to go through because they just attempted to march or demonstrate around the Jubilee House. Yet, you have, for want of a better adjective, I'll just mention his name, McMill, have access to the Flagstaff House to even shoot a music video. Yet, those of us who are citizens, who queue and vote for people to occupy that building, when we want to demonstrate and present petitions, we are frustrated. And the occupant of that house, who is supposed to be a legal luminary, who is supposed to be a champion of demonstrations, doesn't seem to see anything wrong with this. Otherwise, he would have spoken by now that he's uncomfortable the way the police are preventing people from approaching, the Jubilee House with their frustrations and their concerns. Indeed, we can even say that he sanctions it because of his secretary's warning to not less an institution than Parliament itself to desist from approaching the place to carry the Jubilee House to carry out its mandate, as the law requires of it to transmit bills passed by Parliament to the House. So it is that palace mentality.
Or
Randy,
the protesters do not intend to go to the Jubilee House.
Yes.
They do not intend to send a petition there.
Yes.
They intend to
use the route.
Yeah, end their demonstration at the Revolution Square.
Yes.
And this, they say the proximity to
the Jubilee House. That's what I'm saying.
It's too close. And that they also disagree with the thing ending at midnight.
I mean, what is that? The last demonstration ended in the night. And like I'm saying, the police, when they are minded to, have always been professional in handling these things. Except when you have a situation perhaps where, even though it is not that obvious, but there are some, underhand dealings or some unseen hands behind the scenes, trying to direct the process. Because I don't see how harmful this demonstration is, whether it ends at midnight or whether they even decide to terminate at the gate of the Jubilee House.
Is a country that says that is ready for terrorism.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Is that country's police saying that it is incapable of ensuring that a demonstration which will end at the Revolutionary Square and end at midnight will not degenerate?
Randy, that's why I'm saying that. I mean, all of these excuses are just flimsy and they make the police look bad. And the men and women in the police service, who I believe are professionals, must reflect on some of these decisions that tend to tarnish the image of the police institution. Like I've said, they have always acted professionally when they are minded to in managing even worse situations than demonstrations.
It's been cited in the middle of a residential area.
Yes.
A residential and commercial area.
And so that is why I'm becoming increasingly uncomfortable that the Jubilee House is used as excuse every time to frustrate people who want to exercise their democratic right of engaging in a demonstration or
what's the distance between Jubilee House
a match
or
or protest
and Afrikiko? What's the distance? Jubilee House and Afrikiko.
I don't think it's up to 200 meters.
You know the place?
Afrikiko. You don't know Afrikiko. You don't know Afrikiko.
I'm not too sure.
Ministers don't roam around that area.
No, for the purpose of
Cabinet
this discussion,
ministers.
he doesn't know.
I don't think it's 200 meters. So
not 50 from the wall.
Yes, from 50. The wall. Anyway, from
it's
the
only
wall.
A street.
I was looking at it from the entrance.
It's only a street.
Yes, it's only a street. And yet, look at the activities and massing up of people that happen at Afrikiko. And it's not a security threat. In fact, people that you don't even know. Because in the night, the kind of people who come there, you don't know them. They all come to party and all that. It's not a security threat to the Jubilee House. But people that you can identify, who have come to you to inform you of their intention to demonstrate.
Giving you their routes.
And they have given you their routes.
And you have a responsibility
to even match with them. And yet you think that it's... So I'm saying that from the students who demonstrated because of their issues with the law school, who had to be sprayed with hot water, to the Fix Ghana demonstrators, and the frustrations that all these people have been taken through every time they have attempted to demonstrate, the frustrations they have been taken through by the police, it does not help the image of the police. And the police must begin to reflect on some of these things and not to allow, the palace mindset that we have at the Jubilee House, derail them from their professional conduct. I think it is a shame that anybody will seek to frustrate this demonstration organized by Yvonne Nelson, especially when I believe those who are behind this frustration were one time, promoters of her demonstration. It is a big shame, and people must bow their heads in shame.
Yeah. The sentence says, I have opposed these applications for injunction to demonstrate, and in all of the affidavit in support, the police cites terrorism just to play on the emotional keyboards of judges. Judges are human beings and definitely will be scared of same. They don't bring security assessment reports for judges to evaluate. It's pathetic.
It's just unacceptable. I mean, you cannot be using fear, to deny people their rights enshrined in the Constitution and also supported by other enactments. I think we live in a democracy and not a kingdom.
In the past and were criticized and said all manner of things. I mean, it's even some of these things that led to
the passage of this. The what do you call it?
The Public Order Act and all those things, Yes. And then we still...
That's why I'm saying that it is a shame that the occupant of that Jubilee House, who is a champion of demonstrations himself, at least so he claims, and a human rights activist, at least so he claims, and a legal luminary, doesn't see anything wrong with this because he has never, said anything. And we know that he has been very vociferous in the past in condemning some of these actions and attempts to frustrate people from demonstrating. So today, if he is the occupant of that place, and that place is used as reason to frustrate people when they attempt to demonstrate, you will expect that he will at least show the way and give a direction as to why that should not be used to frustrate people from engaging in their civic duties as protected and enshrined in the Constitution. But unfortunately, it's a shame that he sits unconcerned, and I believe because of what even the Secretary wrote to Parliament, that he actually sanctions such behavior, because the mentality in the Jubilee House is that of a palace mindset and not guided by Constitution and the tenets of democracy, unfortunately.
So, Dr. Kowe, before I hear you, I'm sure you know a gentleman called Prince Derek Ajay.
Yeah, I know him.
So he says, congratulations to my good friend and brother, Manche Okoboy, on his appointment as health minister. I am waiting for the completion and commissioning of the large general hospital to avoid a demonstration led by his good friend and brother. Full stop.
No, greetings to him. Papa Boy, you support it. We're not you.
Me is aware.
Alenoko. Maybe I'm wafi. So, Doc, Prince Derek Ajay, special greetings to him.
I've been fired a warning this morning.
Yeah.
Mrs. Una Mahama. She says no gun today.
So who speak English?
She's lived in Accra all her life.
Doc, today I want to speak English. So let me flow.
That I should add in my CV that I am the first to sit with the cabinet latest cabinet minister. No, I think it's a good one.
That is true. I nearly forgot. Look, La General, you know, I had a meeting with the contractor building the La General some few months ago. I'm happy to say that the momentum has...
Few months ago, your capacity as what?
The rep of the president. Then.
Okay.
Rep. Don't let me show how I got to know a rep exists. Don't let me show my source. I had education for a particular source. That is a vehicle to use. So I'll stop here. Look, I met the team and made them aware that we're not happy with the pace of work. The good news is that...
If it's the contractors, clarify something for me. If it's the contractors, are you talking about the original contractors or it's been awarded to a new...
No, it's the original.
The original contractors?
Yes. Apparently...
So we are going by the original plan?
No, they have to...
The one the president commissioned, what we were showed, is that what they are doing?
No, but I don't know whether the next time I come, I can give you all the designs. What we are building is as fit for purpose as the previous one.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying that
the scope, the design.
The hospital was commissioned. We were shown.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the hospital, everything, and the president commissioned it with billboards and all that. So I'm asking whether that is exactly what is being built.
Look, I mean, before I answer the question, I've heard people who speak to a different design with the thinking.
But is there a different design? Is there a new design?
I think I have to, because your show is a global show, I have to check.
Okay.
But all I can say is that...
So this is this is the original design.
In fact, like I said, let me get the designs.
This is what the president commissioned.
Yes.
This is where he cut the soul for.
And what I've seen is not, like I said, I want to be exact.
Okay.
And because of that, let me hold my fire. But the project, as we speak, cost about, I think about 50 million euros or so.
But this one we're told was going to cost what? About 200?
Yes.
Yes, so that's what
happened. Something.
Yes, that's what I said. Let me get.
So what is being built now is about a quarter of the value.
Oh, look, even the figure I'm giving you, I'm being careful.
Okay.
Let me get you all the documents. Just as I try to get you exact figures on the nurses and all that.
I think a lot more questions on that. So
absolutely. So the last time we sat with the contractors, the project is one that will be very fit for purpose. It's going to have accommodation quarters, which the previous facility didn't have. It's going to have modern theaters, OPD and all that. I am happy with the pace of work. In fact, when I met them and even, I'll not use the word threaten, but mentioned that we will not hesitate to recommend termination. Doc, they doubled their workforce if Prince checks on them by threefold. When the last time there were about 80 workers. So I asked them, what is the maximum number of workers that will ensure that you work at optimal capacity, full force? It's about 200. So I asked the contractors. And in order to show us that they are very serious, they actually have replaced their country manager. So a new one has been brought from China to make sure that there's yes. And I think the next time when I come, I'll try and get you latest pictures. Okay. Now, this is what I told them. These efforts to try and explain to Randy, to Doc, everybody how it's going, we are tired. I told them, let your project go beyond the walls. That's the threshold I used. Once your project goes beyond the walls, I don't need to be telling people that you're working.
We can see it from the
exactly. So I told them that for me, is the minimum I'm expecting. And Doc, I think, although I'm not a quantity surveyor or a project expert, that made a lot of sense to them, that the whole world wants to see what you are doing. And fortunately for you, or unfortunately, you have the previous wall still standing. So once you are caught up in the foundation or whatever, nobody cares what you are doing. So Doc, Prince should take heart. I have prioritized that project. I've prioritized the minister has prioritized the project.
Can you repeat that again?
The minister has prioritized.
The minister for the sector has prioritized the large general project.
Yeah.
Yes. And would work seriously on it.
What about dialysis?
Are you the host? Doc.
Yes. Honorable Minister.
Reference the demonstration.
Yes.
Nelson, Yvonne, right? That's the name. She's a very fine lady. I know that she's not a politician. And I honestly believe that the last time when she had the demonstration on Doomsaw, she did it not because she wanted to satisfy any politician. I believe she did it because, Doc, she was struggling when it came to access to electricity. I believe it was
you all joined.
Oh, Doc, I mean, we were with her in spirit.
You joined physically. You want me to show you the pictures and videos?
I know you want to show pictures of my people.
Okay.
It's not necessary. I wasn't there physically, but I was with her in spirit. And, Doc, today, if Yvonne wants to go on a demonstration, I think it's her civil right. As for the police, as a country, we have moved on with our laws. We've tested the law. This ex-party trick, which was used in the past to frustrate activities, I think the position of the Supreme Court is now clear. That
go on notice.
Yes, exactly. So, Doc, I believe the police is a law-abiding institution. If they want to go to the court, any ex-party move will not stand.
They've gone on notice.
Exactly.
The case will be heard on the 24th.
Absolutely.
That's
Doc,
Friday.
Yes. Doc, as for...
The demonstration is fixed for Saturday.
Yes. You see this talk by Sweeney that there's a palace mentality and all that. Sweeney, you are, it's like a footballer who has become coach, complaining about a player who is wasting time because someone touched him. And the game is about to finish. Doc, there are some normal shenanigans and tricks. It's part of the game. Oh, manche. You are a footballer. The goalkeeper is wasting time. You are complaining to every. I wait for you. You know what I mean? So, once the police is applying a procedure which is permitted within the law, I urge.
Why a policeman? There's an intruder here.
Now, I'm not talking about comrades or allied forces. I'm talking about recognized.
Is running for president.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, but then, I think it's not announced his bid. Then,
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, then, His Excellency, let me apologize to Bernard Mona.
They say intruder. You have announced the name of the intruder.
A serial demonstrator.
That's right.
I'm sure that is what has brought him here.
And I'll urge Yvonne not to encourage Bernard Mona and the rest to join.
Oh, why?
Because once they join, our attitude towards the demonstration will change.
Oh.
Because the way I'm speaking, I am very sympathetic to her.
Okay.
But if I see Bernard Mona, I'll become antagonistic.
Why?
So, Doc, I would like to urge...
I don't understand why you become antagonistic when Bernard joins. We had many NPP members joining her the last time.
Doc, on a very serious note,
Yes.
I have said it on your show. I'll repeat it. Availability of electricity is one of the key factors that can make or unmake a government. And whether Sohini will accept it or not, Doomsaw was a critical factor in John Mahame's very significant defeat at the 2016 elections.
I agree.
And so I have always encouraged my seniors and brothers and sisters who are managing the energy sector that whatever it takes, let's work hard to make electricity available.
Do you know this man?
He's my senior brother.
Okay.
And so, Doc, I don't know whether it's the same. I want to be very candid. But back home, I've seen that the electricity supply situation from where I live at Manet has improved compared to what I was experiencing some few months ago. Any effort by the Akufo-Addo government to improve the situation or solve it will help us, Doc. And so me, I don't want to go too much into how bad it was in the past, how it is now. My wish and prayer is that the way I'm experiencing and improving the situation, it should continue, whatever it takes. And that will help us a lot. Any plenty talk, which is not accompanied by an improvement in the situation, can be a big threat to our fortunes. And for my sister Yvonne, we should be calm. You know, she is not a politician. As for the police and all they are doing is more or less part of their culture. If seriously, Doc, if seriously they have challenges in terms of giving them men or operational and all that, they should sit with the organizers and get another time which is suitable and let this happen. I mean, I don't look. Ghanaians are discerning, Doc. A demonstration is not what to make or make a government. It is issues like what I mentioned, the power situation, the how the future looks. Look at the messages of the candidates and all that, and sometimes these are things that we can work out. Look, President Akufo-Addo does not micromanage the police. So for Suhuyini to say it's palace mentality, I know it's all part of the political discussion. But really and truly, if you are having a demonstration on the streets, it does not stop the president's itinerary. And we've had demonstrations in this country. Vamawo had some in the night and some 2-3 days and other. Under Akufo-Addo's regime, it's been happening. But like I said, when you are a football player, don't be surprised when you see some things on the game, on the pitch. Usually it's part of the game. And because I am a politician, and again, let me say, no, you can have a demonstration in Boku. If it's for an hour and you have a petition, the impact can be made strongly when that your petition doesn't get to Jubilee House. You know what I mean? It is the message and the signal you send. It is the organization. It is the stakeholders, the coalition you build. You know, so I think over the past few years, I saw some trend which raised tension. I spoke about it here. It's not necessary. When a demonstrator says, I want to finish here by force, I want this gentleman to receive my letter, like we had the BOG, and it just raises the tension. It's not necessary. Look, if you want to demonstrate against, let's say, the police, if IGP doesn't come for the petition, even if a constable comes for it, the world will know that you are not happy with the police. If it's against GFA, Kurt mustn't come and receive the, you know, I want us to have activities that will send signals, but not raise tension. The tension is unnecessary. This is the only country we have. Let's work with authorities. No police can stop Yvonne from doing a demonstration. The worst that can happen is that let's go to court, let's look at a date. But if she wants it to happen, I know it's going to happen. And there must be objectives. I'm not the one to tell her what the objectives should be. But to be candid, Doc, if the objective was that the power station was bad, my beautiful sister should know that things are improving. So I'll find an opportunity to speak to her. I know your production team will have her number. I'll speak to her. She's someone that I have a lot of respect for, someone that I admire. Hey, G, you're fine. So we'll talk to her. You know, talk to her.
You talk to her. How will talking to her resolve the power situation, which she is?
I've spoken about power, that we are working to improve on it. But she's a citizen. If a cabinet minister cannot talk to her, who talks to her?
Okay, so Mr. Cabinet Minister,
you are bullying us with this.
Prince Derek just says tell the contractors to remove the wall.
So people
because the wall was part of the not fit for purpose structure that was done. So let them remove the wall so we can see.
From where I sit, things look different.
Things look different how?
But he's sitting.
He's Allah.
He's a last citizen.
Yes.
And he's talking to a cabinet
you
minister.
at Teshi?
He's a cabinet minister. That's
Okay.
So where
monkeys play by sizes.
He's at the top, so he sees more.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But you see, because he's at the top, that's why I asked him about dialysis, and this is important. In fact, the Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO has been very worried about dialysis patients in the hospital, and you were there only a couple of months ago, and you know.
Oh no! I mean,
when in his capacity.
When he was, I think that was his last exercise as national NHI CEO. That was the last place he visited and came home to hand over. You know, he was with my wife on that trip, so I know.
Those who question my capacity should cease and desist from that practice.
You know, so he has been very concerned because some monies were allocated, I know, through the National Health Insurance.
If you don't see me,
dialysis.
1 hour after the program, please hold Dr. Kubo responsible.
Yeah.
Doc, as for Tamale, I have special heart for them.
Yeah.
So within these few weeks, we've given them a water tanker, a new one, which was given to us by JICA.
Right.
We've given them an ambulance, and I know we are working with one agency to get them, I think, some dialysis machines as well. Yeah. As for renal care, Doc, there's a lot to be done to improve renal care across, especially the big hospitals. So it's a priority area.
Yeah. But I hear some money has been allocated to the patients, and the patients in Tamale have not been covered.
I've been following what's happened in Parliament, and I feel sad.
Yeah.
If the narrative, as put out, especially by the minority and the chairman of the subsidiary legislation committee, Dr. Dominic Aine, is anything to go by. Dr. Aine makes the point that on the fees and charges thing that was brought before them, they raised the issue about the renal one, which is dialysis for the benefit of our people. And that the Deputy Finance Minister, she's now Minister of State, right?
Yes, Abena, Honorable Abena.
Told them that they will bring an addendum to correct it. And it's on the basis of that they approve the thing to go. The thing goes to the plenary, is approved, the addendum doesn't come. The charges for renal or dialysis has been increased. Meanwhile, at the subsidiary legislation, the decision was that you can't do this one.
It was approved on condition that the amendment will come.
And that they will bring an addendum which will correct that. And it wasn't done.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the problem with, how we have very little time to take decisions on some of these important matters. So if you don't have members or some members electing to follow up on some of the decisions that are taken at the committee, when it gets to the plenary, if you are not careful, the assumption of goodwill is that once it was promised, it will be done. The assumption is that it's done. It is after the approvals that sometimes some of these criticisms will draw attention to the fact that maybe you may have missed something. Because on the day, for all you know, maybe the one with interest to even follow up may have been distracted by another meeting somewhere when that, consideration was done at the plenary. And so if the person is not there to raise that, hey, we agreed to get an addendum before this thing is passed, and the addendum is not there, it gets passed. And I think that that is why sometimes we argue that the capacity of Parliament needs to be built more. I mean, where you have properly set up offices to service the members of Parliament, some of these things can be tracked and properly, checked before
the
final
what got me
decisions
a
are
bit
made.
worried was that I've not heard the Finance Ministry or the Honorable Abena dispute or disprove that assertion.
Yeah.
But I heard the Honorable Anodompre, and he sought to create the impression that the minority was playing partisan politics with that provision, and that there is a proposal to vote some money to provide some subsidy, and that they should rather focus on that. And I thought that if indeed the rendition by Dr. Yene, who chairs the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, is what really happened, a leader of the House ought to be speaking differently.
I mean, sometimes that's the problem we have in the house. Some of our leaders, like Oko was saying, in their engagement and utterances, seek to just create tension. Exactly, unnecessary tension. I mean, and they get too partisan.
Those who are going for dialysis today, you do not know.
Yes, because you see,
whether they support Bernard Mona
the truth is that money, we have been looking as a house to see where we can get funding for that problem. So I remember in considering the formula for the District Assembly Common Fund, for example, the discussion came up. You know, members were looking at where we could, allocate funds for that exercise. When the National Health Insurance Authority came for their formula, it came up. And an allocation was made, I think 2 million Ghana cedis or so. Yes. And we thought it was too small.
Yeah, but what can 2 million
Yes, it was woefully inadequate. And so we're still looking at, other ways of, increasing that allocation and even making it consistent. And that discussion was ongoing. But it had nothing to do with the fees and charges. The fact that we are looking for funds to help patients does not mean that you can increase the rates that patients pay. I rather think that because you have not even had the safest, revenue handle to deal with the patient's problems, it is the reason why you at least should maintain the cost as it is, if you are concerned about the impact of the cost. So I think that Anodompre was completely out of order. It had nothing to do with NDC MPs playing politics with it. It is, I'm sure, what Dr. Ayini said, because we all operate at committees, and sometimes based on good faith, we take promises and assurances that are given us by sector ministers. When they say they will help correct a situation, you don't want to unnecessarily, frustrate government business at the committee level. So once something is detected and it is acknowledged as an anomaly, an assurance is given by the minister. That is why in some committee meetings, when the minister is not present, the committee refuses to engage with the the chief directors and public servants who represent the minister, because there are certain assurances you want to take from the minister. And because we also have an assurance committee, when they don't live up to expectation, they are referred to the assurance committee to be dealt with. And that is why I want to trust what Dr. Ayini said, that it was on good faith that they agreed to approve at the committee level, awaiting the addendum from the ministry. And if that didn't happen, I think that perhaps the Ministry of Finance should be explaining why that was not done before the plenary took the decision to approve the fees and charges.
Just to show you something.
And you remember, Randy, so that people don't confuse it. You see, the fees and charges, you don't have just dialysis fees and charges. It's usually a bulky document. It comes with many other fees and charges. So at that point, when it is tabled as fees and charges decision to be taken, it's not like only renal dialysis or something, so that somebody will remember that, hey, the addendum hasn't come yet, and so we cannot approve this one. It comes as a bulky document with other fees and charges. And so if no attention is drawn to it, it can easily escape members like it did in this case. And I think Anodompre and others should communicate and engage in ways that will seek to reduce the tension that is usually in the house. I think some of our leaders get too partisan sometimes with these things, and it doesn't help the house.
Just to illustrate something to you, and he also mentioned the 2 million when he was having the discussion. Look, by the new fees and charges for Kolebu, it's about 600 cities, 500 something.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if the dialysis patients, they do 3 times in a week?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people
the
2 million cities can deal with? 1,111.
That's
1,111.
For just
they are
one
session. Week. They are 1 week session.
One session.
So 1,111 persons can have their session for 1 week. That's what the 2 million cities will cover. If they are having their 3 times a week, so if you put it at 1,800 and you divide 2 million by the 1,800, it will give you about 1,111
to work
for 1 week.
Adequate.
For
we
1
all
week.
agreed at the committee of the whole that it was woefully inadequate, and there was a need for us to find other.
So 1 week. So when
support,
there's a discussion in Parliament about helping with dialysis and things, you cannot be speaking in the range of 2 million and all those things.
Yeah.
That's just you know. Meanwhile, there are private companies
that are doing more than that.
Have decided that they will spend their profits to help these persons. And then when it comes to the state, the place can be closed for 19 people to die. And then private people who have earned their own money, like the First Sky Group, they have earned their own money. And they can decide to do whatever they want to do with the money, whether they will buy a private jet or do whatever they want to do. They've decided that there are a lot of people who are suffering. And so they should pay for their dialysis care. And then when it comes to the state's responsibility, we can lock up the place and allow 19 people to die.
No, Randy, only last week I watched a news item on this dialysis matter. I saw a young man who was videoed sitting under a tree with his jaw in palm. And, you know, he said something that broke my heart, and I haven't been able to get that image off my mind since. He was asked about his condition. He said he didn't have money. He was just sitting there hoping that some good Samaritan will help. And when he was asked if he doesn't get help, what will happen? Randy, with the facial expression, body language, it was like, I'll just go home, and what will happen will happen. I haven't been able since then to get that image and the words he uttered of my mind. Like that, I'll just go home and I'll go, and what will happen will happen. And the way he said it, I mean, that is the level of, you know, desperation you don't want man to get to.
You see, if you're
and Randy, that's why you
if
get
you're a dialysis
sick.
if you're a dialysis patient, just to bring it in focus, if you're a dialysis patient, and Doc, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they have 3 sessions in a week, not so?
A minimum, the average is 2, but you can have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Some can survive on 1, but the average should be 2.
2, okay. So if you're even having 2 sessions in a week, that's 1,200. In a month is 4,800 cedis. So you need 4,800 cedis to enable you go through dialysis treatment. That's twice. Initially, I was told that 3 times, but I mean, he's the medical doctor, so I defer to him. If you are even doing 2 times in a week, you need 4,800 cedis. That's to go to Kolebu. I don't know about the other private facilities. The other places that they have, the Bank of Ghana, and all. There are some private facilities who have it, and their charges don't come under fees and charges from Ministry of Health. So I'm sure that they look at the cost of the reagents and all those things, and then they. But if you are even fortunate to go to a place like Kolebu, you will need 4,800 cedis every month to be able to. How many people can afford to spend 4,800 on only dialysis treatment?
Randy, if I could just finish with you. See, Randy, as I was saying before you came in, that is why, you know, when we talk about the waste around us, it is not just talked to gain political power. It's not just talk to make another party look bad. Randy, look at this conversation we are having. And yet, when politicians raise the amounts of money that are wasted, like in the case of Paulugu, you have heard what has happened. The amounts of money paid, millions of dollars for no work done. Skytrain, $2 million. Motorway, $8 million. You know, cathedral, millions of dollars without anything to show. And you have problems like this, that we are looking all around us in the budget of institutions and in the state budget to find funds for. We have to understand that these conversations about wastage, about just dashing dollars or millions of dollars in these dubious contracts actually lead to loss of lives. That's why I remember I think it was President Mahama who said corruption is mass murder. It leads to like people dying because funds that could have been used to improve institutions and the service of those institutions just end up in private pockets. So when we have these conversations about, oh, this contract, this deal is bad, this state is ripped off. Yes, we are politicians and we seek to, get votes to win elections. But that should not always be the end. The conversations must lead to reforms. It must lead to decisions that will stop such mismanagement from continuing. $11 million there, $10 million there, $2 million there. SkyTrain, motorway, Paulugu, you name them. And we have nothing to show. And yet you have dialysis patients who will just say they are going home and what will happen will happen. And all we can give them as a state is 2 million Ghana cedis from National Health Insurance Authority. I mean, are we really a nation with conscience? Sometimes I can't just understand why we are able to live with ourselves with some of these things happening around us. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Doc.
Yes.
I mean, if on an individual level, just like myself, he has a lot of compassion and pity for people when they suffer, I'll grant him on an individual level. But Ghana as a state, and forgive me for saying, but governments as entities over the years, they have not had this compassion. And so, from Nkrumah's time up to now, you let me make it Fourth Republic. All those who have had kidney issues, when Kufuor was president, Rawlings was president, Mama was president, they had to either die or find people to help them. Nobody cared about them. That's the kind of state we have. The issues came up recently for two reasons. A lot of people don't know. It's because First Sky, being a compassionate enterprise, their management and board decided that they will support all those who go for dialysis at Kolebu. And Doc, when COVID hit, because of challenges with performance of the company, the payments didn't go as they used to do. That is where those who used to get the service, because the payments were not going, the department started having challenges and either had to make them pay. Those who were receiving help from First Sky had to either pay or find other sources to get care. That's where the issue came up, and then the nation started discuss. But had it not been for the challenges that
maybe you should double check your information.
Yeah.
Just double check it.
Oh, all right. But
because I have contrary information.
Okay.
So just double check it.
All right. But the fact is that First Sky supported the department.
They still do.
Yes. They made me aware, I talk about management of Kolebu, that during the COVID period, some of the reimbursements that First Sky used to do, there were some disruptions. But the point I want to make, even without going into all the details, I'm grateful to Mr.
Sedi Kutoji.
Yes, Kutoji, for all the support. But many Ghanaians didn't know that a corporate body was paying for dialysis for individuals.
True.
Now, Doc, immediately we get trapped in, money has been paid for, nothing done, but people are dying. I don't want to go into monies that were paid into people some years ago when kidney people were suffering. But how does this conversation help kidney patients? That's my focus. It is to bring some of the real issues that we have to address now. I was the one who mooted this idea of some fund from health insurance for chronic diseases which are not in our package. I called it the Peripheral Diseases Fund when I was CEO. When we went to Parliament for approval, we met the health committee. The health committee told me that I should be careful not to be trying to solve all of Ghana's problems from health insurance, and that it is the work of the ministry to sit down and find, as a matter of policy, how to support kidney patients. So I'm very happy that this health committee, when they were receiving the budget, gave this allocation, Doc. But we want sustainable financing. As a nation, can we have sustainable financing for kidney care? Yes.
You had that discussion with me here.
Exactly. Yes. Why have we not had it, Doc? One of the places that must come together, we must put pressure on, is Parliament. And let me show you why. Parliament will tell you, but health insurance has money. Why should we give you another source of funding? Or why should we allocate some money? Health insurance has had money from Rawlings to now. But those who drafted the package had fears from their calculations that when you put the cost of kidney care in certain conditions like cancer treatment, it can let the fund go down. Doc, if that is their fear.
But we're always improving it.
The
medicine list and the ailment list keeps changing.
Yes. So my point is that Parliament should have a conversation where either they would make specifics, an amendment to the health insurance bill, and say that this bill, all allocations to it, the act, all allocations to this organization should not be touched by any finance minister or finance ministry. And I mentioned that in here. Failure to do so can elicit or trigger removal by just a quarter of parliament.
So the law says the first part that you are saying.
Yes.
Is the second part that it doesn't say.
It's true. Exactly.
What happens if the release is not done?
Exactly.
Because even if the release were done 60 days or 90 days, and it was done, we won't have a problem.
Doc, yes. I'm adding the second one because this law or provision has shown to be only on paper, but very important.
Because it's difficult to get the 2/3.
Yes. Even if you give this law all the medicines on the market for performance, it still cannot perform. It's impotent.
Mr. Cabinet Minister.
No, this is an impotent law.
It's midweek, so it's okay.
And we have a duty to help this law to work. And that is one rendition. If we stop our politics and come together so that every money comes to health insurance, irrespective of the regime, then health insurance may or is likely to be the position to pay for all kidney care in the country. That's one, Doc. The second one, I'm happy Suyini mentioned that the bills, fees and charges of Kolebu was put together with all others.
That's how it's done.
I said, Doc, but
is it not possible to say that because we have given this particular issue priority, we as Parliament are calling or bringing the matter to the Fees and Charges Committee as a single item? It does the law bar it? It does not. No. But in this case, what I read Dr. Ine say was that at the committee, we flagged this issue. And we told
it always
I'm coming there.
Okay. It always happens.
I'm coming there.
It always happens. And when you are given all the fees and charges, those that you have problems with, you flag it. And then the institutions that are responsible come to give you better particulars. You either agree with them or you disagree. You know why I mentioned
it
always happens.
That why do we handle some items as part of the overall package? Because of the number of fees that come to them. Sometimes it takes 2-3 years for a review of a charge or a fee. So I started by saying, as a state, we must look at ways to pay for kidney care. If we have not been able to do that now, the next thing which we have to prioritize is how to make sure that those departments that provide this care, we don't have a situation where the input cost is more than what comes or what they recover. It's the biggest problem that the departments have had, where they have the expertise, have some machinery, if not even the numbers they need. They can do the thing. But the one coming, what they take from the person, because it's a state or a government facility, cannot even pay for the resources they are putting in.
Yes.
And because of the bureaucracy of parliament and other procedures, so it takes 2 to 3 years to review a charge. With the forex movement, sometimes with inflation and all that, if you are taking 3 years to tell a department that you can now take this, you will run the department down if they don't get support from external sources. So, Doc, I want to plead, and you know what? I'm happy, or I thank God I've been in parliament before. If parliament says that in a week or 2, they want your item to be looked at and come outside, they can. But, Doc, the wheels of parliament grind slowly. The things that must drag those wheels, there are many. Yes. But because this is a global show, I can't tell you all. Suhuyini, as a member of parliament, look at the compassion he has. I'm ready to work with him so that we get all our colleagues together. So that Korle Bu, we sit with them through the ministry. How much do you honestly put in this? Show the justification.
But you are in a unique position.
Yes.
Why do I say that? You are a medical doctor.
Yeah.
You were board chairman of Korle Bu.
Yes.
You were CEO of NHIA. You are now the minister responsible for health.
Tell the CE's title.
Doc, the biggest, I'll not say threat, challenge we have, to be honest with you, is parliament in terms of both the amount allocated, like you mentioned, the 2 million. We could have done more. But is the health committee largely...
That's for the 2 million, I don't even want to hear
it. Doc, is the health committee largely that determines how much is allocated for each line. So if the health committee in parliament had said that, look, we want you to allocate 8 million, 8 million could have been done. So, because I took it there the first time, it was 0. They told me, get off here, get ministry, that's when I was health insurance, to be involved. You at your level should not be trying to solve all issues.
So the 2 million was supposed to take care of who?
So honestly, the 2 million, I don't think they will serve as a subsidy.
Yeah,
as in they will pay some amount to especially the government facilities, the key ones. So that
that's why the Tamale CEO is saying that it looks like the distribution they have excluded them. They also have patients.
So
they want some
even
money
if you are
given to them,
subsidizing,
and they subsidize
if you are
it for their
subsidizing,
patients.
if a patient has to pay about 600 cedis,
yeah,
how much of that
even,
will you be able to subsidize with? If
And
you look at the data, the number of dialysis patients for even Korle Bu alone.
Inadequate.
That's why I said they scratched the top of the issue. The surface. So really, that's why I said, Doc, me where I sit, we have the solutions. The only challenge or obstacle is parliament. Doc, there are many ways we can raise money quickly and help these people.
Why do you say parliament?
Oh, I'm saying parliament because
for the executive has also shown
that
any time it has the will or intends doing something, it gets parliament to do it.
Yes, that's what I've always said.
You know, so
parliament does government business.
Doc,
I mean, basically.
Honestly, from where I sit, what I would do is to engage finance ministry. I know beyond the budget, they have some allocations for special needs or projects, so that we can have some funds added to these 2 million. So that whatever is paid out to Tamale, Korle Bu, Kofanoche to help with kidney dialysis, it can be significant and not just, how do you call it, ephemeral or just marginal. That's what I can do from my part. The other part is that, Doc, there are items that we call, the syntax as you know it, items that contribute or can lead to kidney failure, which are luxury items, and we can get some reasonable amounts of money from them. The advice that we've had, when I talk to people, what I'm told is that 6-7 months to an election, usually Parliament is not friendly to a bill, a proposal that is to get money from, or like a new tax or whatever. But look, beyond, we'll do the groundwork and the document. But beyond this, Parliament, we are the people's rep, irrespective of the government, the executive that is in place. Parliament should respectfully prioritize this, so that even if it's just 1 or 2 items, that fund, Parliament should take the extra responsibility of even determining how it should be disbursed, so that those with, and it's not only kidney care. Look, there are 2 main conditions that have been left out where a lot of people suffer. This money, all those going for radiation, chemotherapy, cancer patients, it's only a few who get some support from health insurance, like breast cancer patients and everything. The majority have to pay money themselves, doc. And these items have been left out because they are costly. But we as a state can help to do something about them. That is what we
All right, so Adelaide, who used to be the National Health Insurance, says, I want to take this opportunity to thank your good self, Dr. Kubo and Honorable Suni, for taking care of the Tamale Hospital Dialysis Unit. We are most grateful to you, especially for raising this issue on your show when I brought it to your attention. He says, I also want to thank Mr. Edrisu Tanko at the Tamale Hospital for assisting me with facts to bring this matter to your attention. He said, we need to set up a fundraising by soliciting from private companies and persons to assist to pay for dialysis in Ghana for the down and out patients. Maybe the Son of Man can champion this. Now, still talking about Tamale, the Honorable Aziz, he says that Tamale Teaching Hospital is the last referral facility in the 5 northern regions. Can you imagine that for a long time it has no functioning CT scan, no MRI? We're compelled to fly patients to Accra just for MRI images for diagnosis. For CT scan, private facilities come in handy.
Yeah. Okay. And they have it. I think it's always breaking down. The problem is with servicing.
Is the pressure? The pressure on it.
Yeah. Doc,
so your Presec senior Titi Kateno.
Yes.
It says that please tell the cabinet minister that he should be careful with the La General Hospital project and tell Ghanaians the truth of the design that has been changed. Presecans were not taught this political gymnastics. He will be invited to the
has the scan really been
disciplinary committee chairs like me. It has changed. It's been changed. They are doing it along 111.
Doc,
they are doing it along 111. So where's the funding coming from? Where's the funding coming from? Is it not GOG?
From where I sit.
Is the funding not GOG?
Yes.
Yes, so what are you talking about?
But secured 60 million euros for that project.
You didn't hear me.
No, when the president
you are not listening.
It was 60 million euros.
When you said, are you referring to the show today?
No, today what did you say? How much?
Doc,
they didn't get the money.
Initially,
after pulling down the structure.
They didn't get the money.
So why did they have to pull down the structure?
You even approved the facility, but they didn't.
Yes, we approved everything.
Couldn't conclude.
Because it's a special case.
And they pulled down the
thing.
Yes.
Just for a ceremony.
Yes. Debt exchange. Because of the debt exchange.
What is wrong with these people?
The release of the funds had an issue. Government has paid from GOG. So the contractor is working because it's being paid from GOG.
Hold on. You cut the sword for this project when?
Don't go back. You know what I said? Doc, on the CT scan. Yes. Doc, on the CT scan. Yes.
Oh, cool.
In fact, one of your texters mentioned.
You don't know your history. You know where you are
support
going.
Yes.
for hospitals.
Yes.
On Monday, I supported the Lekma Hospital with a Mercedes-Benz bus.
Hey.
I saw it.
We raised resources and got the bus for them. Got it finished.
That was 24 hours before you became cabinet minister.
Hold on, wait a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Got them this bus, which could take about 20 people.
Okay.
Look, we raised about 700,000.
That's where you do your. Is it locum you guys call it?
Yes.
That's where you practice.
Yes, Doc. Okay. And we raised about 700,000 to get this asset for them.
700,000 cedis.
Yes.
The bus.
Yes.
Is the exchange rate too?
Yes. Look, and you know what? I made a statement there that when you go to other countries, especially advanced countries, public hospitals do well. You know, they do well.
That's the bus.
Yes. Look,
you registered it in 2023.
Look, in Kenya, wait, Tomo.
But this donation was 2 days ago.
The timelines.
Was it an old bus, second-hand bus?
Look at the bus. If it's old, you can tell.
But the registration is 2023.
It's for strategic reasons.
Or is it a national security number?
Oh, Doc. Doc. So, I made a statement there that...
More questions and answers.
Doc, I made a statement that...
Yes.
Hospitals in foreign lands do well because, especially the public hospitals, individuals, trusts, and foundations contribute to support them.
True.
And I actually told a story of one well-to-do Ghanaian. I got a call that night, who was rushed to a particular hospital some years ago, and they had issue with oxygen. And he was conscious and asked them how much they needed to get the oxygen. I mean, needed about 1,005 then. He was willing to give them 15,000, but it was too late.
Not possible.
So, look, the problem with Ghana is that, or Africa sometimes, that we look at public organizations or institutions as that of the state. We don't do anything at all to support them. So I made a statement there that I was going to help Lekma Hospital to establish an endowment fund. I'm working with a few people to set it up. I will not be the one to determine how it will be dispersed. I'm just looking for a correct structure, have some, and then support them with seed funds.
To do with it.
Exactly, Doc. Yeah. And if we do this for Tamale Teaching Hospital, for all the hospitals, even if the state is limited in some way fiscally, they will be liquid enough to give us the care that we need. And I know Prince Derek J and Kateno, they should get ready for the General Hospital Endowment Fund.
One of the things that engenders such things is also when people see that government is not wasteful.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's the problem.
But look,
that's actually the problem.
Look, sometimes we must show the way. You know,
I don't disagree with you.
Yes, like these are the things I do, helping get an ambulance for the conduit. I do those so that when you tell others come on board, you know, they can follow. And as a country, at any point in time, we might have one or two state officials whose conduct might discourage us. But we must live above.
The only thing is that now you can't say one or two, but it's okay. Let's move on. Today is the birthday of a very good friend of mine. He's a brother, actually. And when I mention his name, most people who know him won't know it is him. And only a few people have a picture of his. His name is Mr. Michael Mahama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of his name?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know he's Michael.
Yeah, they know his energy. That's all.
Most people know him as Energy.
Energy. Yeah.
That's the younger brother of Mr. Ibrahim Mahama.
Oh, okay.
Today is Energy's birthday. His name is Michael Mahama.
He's always a submarine operator.
Yeah.
He operates in the shadows.
People don't even have a picture of him.
Yeah, he operates in the shadows.
Okay, all right. Okay, so happy birthday to you, Energy. Happy birthday. And Energy should be 51 birthday. Today.
Okay.
Yeah, he should be 51 today.
Okay.
So happy 51st birthday
Big
to
bro,
you.
happy birthday to you.
Energy.
God bless you.
We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show is the Cabinet Minister, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, and also the Member of Parliament, the Honorable Alhaji Alhassan Suhini. But what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, it's got the mullah, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on the website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some mullah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mullah, more power. This game is regulated by a National Lottery Authority and it's not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Ayesoko, that could somewhat be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control of every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It's not for persons under 18. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. And Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. And you can reach Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 or 055 001 0000. All right. Dr. Koboy, you were here last, was it Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. And you told us that day you were paying 4 months allowance to nurses.
Is that what I said?
Is that not what you said? You said that day 177 million was going out. You pay for 4. Okay, you tell me what you said.
You finish with what
now
I
that
said.
you're a cabinet minister, I don't want to misrepresent you. What did you say?
Doc,
yes.
I think, let me refer to the document. There was an amount that we had received, and I explained that my check showed that it was to pay for 4 months.
When you said you had received, you meant that it had hit the ministry's account?
Yes. Yes. So you had release of funds for the payment of necessary training allowance. So this is from Ministry of Finance, saying to the controller, you are hereby authorized to release the sum of 177 million Ghana cedis to enable the Ministry for Health pay training allowance at a fixed amount of so and so and so. For
you won't mention the amount to us.
I'm being careful about some details, but I'll send it to you.
Mention it.
Nachi.
Is it not a public document?
Nachi. Okay. So as of yesterday, 59 million was received.
Out of the 177?
Yes. And then a further 66 million has been received, totaling about 120 million Ghana cedis. They have been transferred to, I think, BOG. They do the e-switch payments for payments too.
So the Ministry of Finance wrote to Accountant General.
Controller.
And Accountant General to release 177 million.
Yes.
And they released 50 something.
Yes.
And then release another 60 something.
Yes.
Why?
Oh, Doc, anyone who has worked with government.
There's no money.
Oh, why do you go straight to that place? Start from here.
But the letter you read said that release 177 to Ministry of Health.
You release it in installments, sort of. So 177 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So funds released. First release, 16th of, I'll send you this document. The IT team, they do the payments from the system. 66,300,000. 16th of May. And then 17th.
Release from who to who?
Oh, funds released. I think released from
Controller to Bank of Ghana.
Yeah, no, to us.
To Ministry of Health.
To this Ministry of Health. Second release, 17th of May, 59 million. And then third release, 59 million. Total release this week, 184,425,000. Outstanding balance, 8,290,000. Amount available, 192. Total payments, 187 million. Total number of trainees to be paid, 127,490. And the breakdown is here. The last question I asked before coming on the show, with all this information, I asked them, when is it hitting their accounts? I want to, so that I can know the end point. That one, I didn't receive.
The last time,
yeah,
you told us that it was to pay for 4 months.
Yes.
And I asked you, who will the 4 months cover? Because we have different batches who are old, varying. So if please put the data on so that the Honorable Cabinet Minister can see.
Yes.
And we can go through it. So there are those who are owed 1 month.
Yeah.
Will they be part of it? Look at this, Honorable Minister. 2017 batch, they are owed 1 month. Are they part of this?
Okay, Doc. So
yes.
We have the details, the one I'll send you.
Yes.
We have a payment timeline.
Yes.
So we have 2019. And then the 2019 on 23rd of May. Yeah, today is...
23rd is tomorrow.
Okay, so the payment timeline they have, 23rd of May, they are going to pay 18,618 of the 2019 year.
2019, they are owed 4 months.
Yes. So
are they going to receive all the 4 months?
The amount that will be paid is 800. I think monthly is 400.
Yes. So they will get 2 months out of their 4 months.
Yes.
Those who finished 2 years ago.
Yes. And the total.
So those who finished 2018 and 2017, as for them is zero.
So what I've been informed is that the age which is such that it's still valid even when you have left.
No, I know, but I'm saying that from what you are reading,
naturally,
it means that you are looking at from 2019.
I just gave you the first one.
So okay, so what's the second one?
Total of 14,894,000. Yes. Then for 2020 year,
they are owed 15 months.
Yes, they are going to pay 30,598 trainees. And they'll be paying them 1,600 Ghana cedis.
That's 4 months.
Yes.
So 2020, they are owed 15 months.
Yes.
They'll be paid 4 months.
Yes.
They have also finished the school last year.
Yes.
Okay.
They will pay a total of 48,956,000.
Okay, so 4 months out of the 15 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, what I cannot go here.
So go on. Oh, you are done.
Oh no, I'm not done. More than a lot of things.
Please go on.
But not relax. You know, just for the 20. Oh, be patient.
Okay.
Just for the 2020 year alone, dog, yes. 48,956 for the 4 months.
He said each will get what? 1,600.
Yes.
And they are owed 15 months, so each will get 4 months.
Yeah.
They finished the school last year.
Oh, the history you've given us.
Then 2021.
You know the point I want to make before I continue.
Okay.
All these payments, if it had been the other government, they wouldn't have, the other regime, they wouldn't have had anything. You know? Okay. And then, what are you? Why are you staring at my screen?
No. So go on.
2021.
2021, there are two
cohorts. They were paid 21st. So that was yesterday.
There are 2 cohorts.
Yes.
You have those who are doing the 2 year. They are owed 17 months. Those who are doing the 3 years, they are owed 27 months.
Do you have a friend who is a principal at the training stations?
I love research and I love data.
But the details of your data, it means either your friend is a principal.
Oh, they issued a statement. So
okay.
Annie created the infographics from the
statement. I think yes. So 2021, we are paying 24,204. They've actually been paid. Look at it. They were paid yesterday, like it was sent yesterday, and then they are getting 1,200. So that's 3 months.
So for those who are owed 17 months, they get 3 months.
Yes.
And those who are owed 27 months, they get 3 months.
Yes.
They will finish school next month.
Yes.
June.
Yes.
Okay.
Doc, so you see, I've done some work.
Okay. So what about 2022?
No, it's all here. I'll send you the information.
No, tell us.
I want to say.
No, the viewers are, the audience are watching and listening.
Cabinet ministers don't read the whole document. After intro and executive summary, we give it to you.
Give us 2022.
Okay, because of...
Yes.
Let me... 2022.
Yes.
And that'll be the last one. The rest, I'll give it to you.
No, give me 2022.
So we are paying... It was paid actually yesterday. 26,570 trainees. And they are getting 1,200.
So 3 months. They are owed 16 months.
Yes.
So they will get 3 months.
And the amount of funds going to that year group, 31,884,000.
Okay.
Yes.
And 2023.
Oh, but you promised that I should read that one.
No, 2023. And they are also in school.
Yeah.
They have not been paid for 9 months.
Let me send it to you now. Then I'll read that.
Give me 2023.
Look, this one is breaking news, so it's on your show. Okay. 2023. 27,500 trainees.
Yes.
That was paid actually on the 30th.
It will be paid on the 30th.
No, 30th is...
It will be paid, on, the 30th.
On the 30th.
That's next week.
Yes. That's the schedule. 1,200.
3 months. Okay. After their 9 months.
Yes.
Okay.
33 million in all. So, Doc, I think the only statement I made here, 2 things. Okay. One, I think the fiscal challenges we had, our performance at payments obviously was way better in the first 4 years. Oh, you don't know, you know, our performance was obviously better in the first 4 years. Fiscal problems because of the pandemic actually made payments not as regular as the first 4 years. So you can see that the arrears accumulated. As I mentioned the last time, we work hard at carrying this burden even if it's heavy. We will not choose the path of we cannot do it.
So those who are finishing school next month in June, you owe them 27 months and you've paid them 3 months. So you owe them 24 months. Then plus next month it will be 25 months. As they leave school, you owe them 25 months out of the 30 months. That's it.
And if we break the 8, we'll work to pay them.
Okay, all right.
Okay. But if Suini comes,
yes.
But the payments will be paying to us all this. We just have we've paid some. So we will be settling the arrears. But when they come, there's no arrears.
This thing you read, those 2017, 2018, you didn't include them. Meanwhile, you have arrears for them.
Oh, Doc,
you didn't include them and you're not giving them jobs.
But we have admitted that they are arrears. But the other option, they will not even get anything.
Okay.
Andy,
yes.
You know,
let me send you.
And I'm told that the fees have also gone up.
Yeah, in fact, I just got.
Yes, and I'm told that you revised. They used to get 12 months. You revised it to 10 months per year.
I just got.
And then their fees is also gone up.
Randy, I just got the breakdown. Okay. I just got the breakdown of fees and charges for the Kolebu Nurses Training Institution, and they are the first years are to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis for feeding. Feeding 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's something that they used not to pay for, even when the NDC government,
so they stay in school for 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a semester. So they stay in school for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then they pay 1,000 cedis for feeding. And they're entitled to 1,200 cedis as allowance. But they pay the feeding, allowance is in arrears. Okay.
That's what it means.
Okay.
And so, you see, one of the pieces of advice that have stayed with me from my late father is that if you start the morning with lies, you will need a lie in the afternoon
to cover the morning.
Lie. And in the evening, you may need 2 lies to cover the afternoon and the morning lie. And it will become a cycle. Your life will become a cycle of lies, because the next morning you'll be thinking if the lies you told yesterday are catching up with you or not. That is the situation that this government finds itself with, a lot of things, including this trainee allowances, be it teacher trainee allowance or nurses trainee allowance. And I mean, I felt very, very sorry for my senior brother, Dr. Mahmoudou, when I watched how embarrassed he was after that poor student, expose the dishonesty that has always dogged his political campaign. It was, if he wasn't embarrassed, Doc, then that is even a worse situation. That means, his conscience
that is worse.
It is worse. If he wasn't embarrassed, that would be terrible. I felt very embarrassed for him. I was like, oh my goodness, God should never let me be in a situation like this. After jumping around and boasting about, something.
Was that where he danced?
I think I think it was a different platform. It was a different platform.
This follow-up.
Where he danced was his hometown. Wale Wale.
This follow-up doesn't match the discussion.
It does. It's important, because you see, when you have the CD dancing offbeat and you have the chairman of the Economic Management Committee doing the same, when he should be having meetings to to review his notes that he presented at the Central University. We should all be worried. He should not be doing that at this time. But Randy, I felt very sorry for him. And you see, you should have listened to him quite well. He said, oh, when I go back, I'll push. You know, and the whole thing was just in line with what I said earlier about telling lies and needing more lies to cover it. And then the next day we are told that, he has pushed and some money is being released. Randy, and you wonder why our city is dancing offbeat. Remember the press conference the minority leader address and some of the reasons he gave for why, even though we are not servicing our external debts, we are having to deal with a wobbly city. This out of the budget expenses, or even if they are budgeted for, but impulse expenditures, account for the inability to manage the city. So, because the vice president was embarrassed, all of a sudden, dialysis patients can stew. I mean, all the other problems that we are faced with in this country can wait. The finance minister must, at all costs,
did he say that?
Release money that we claim we don't have, so that we can salvage the sinking image of the vice president. That was the whole agenda.
Really?
Otherwise, was the finance minister already going to release this money to you? Was he going to release it? Was that already an arranged, decision by the finance minister to release money to the minister?
Well, for 27 months, he hadn't been released.
He hadn't been released. But just because the vice president is embarrassed, all of a sudden the finance minister prioritizes that over everything else in this country and finds the money for you. Now, is it the case that you have been very wicked towards the students all these years, and that you have always had money to pay them, but you decided not to pay them?
Really?
Only for the situation that the vice president found himself to arise.
Is there a question? Or is it
I'm wondering. I mean, as a student, I will be wondering, why have you refused to pay me for 27 months?
Can I answer the question?
With the claim that you don't have money. And when I confront the vice president and he's embarrassed, then you come and pay me.
Can I answer the question?
And I will come to even the breakdown.
Can I answer the question?
No, when you were speaking, you told me not to interrupt. You are not the host.
You are my friend.
You are not the host. Yes, when we leave the set, we can continue to be friends. But now let me make my point like you did.
Okay.
Look, Andy, the way this government is managing this country, I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And maybe let me be a bit tangential. How in an election year do you appoint parliamentary candidates to positions that require their attention, full attention, especially when the offices they are going to or the institutions they are going to are bleeding and need salvage?
National Investment Bank.
National Investment Bank, boss, and the rest. Even the whole presidential reshuffle. Look at it. If you were not contesting for elections again, if you were not a parliamentary candidate, no matter how well you were performing, you were dropped. And if you were a parliamentary candidate, no matter how bad you were, if you were in parliament especially, you were made a minister or a deputy minister. So that the state coffers that you have left dry, you can further wipe it to win an election. Why will you at this time not be appointing people to help us come out of the problems that we find ourselves? But we are appointing them because you are motivated by winning an election and not saving the nation.
So you are impugning my.
But you are a parliamentary candidate.
So that's the only reason.
Yeah, and then they had to move you higher.
Look, I take serious offense.
But you see, I'm saying that the whole reshuffle of government was not motivated by the need to save the sinking economy, but to win an election. The rest of us can go to hell.
I strongly disagree.
Look, and that is reflected in this conversation that we are having with the impromptu release of funds by the finance minister without a toss about the other problems that this release will create and the other problems that will be denied attention as a result of this impromptu release. And break it down, Randy. The minister, told us that a total of 184 million Ghana cedis, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the one I mentioned.
And it is to be paid to 127,490 students. Randy, a simple mathematics. Divide 184 million Ghana cedis by 127,490, and you have about 1,400 Ghana cedis for each.
So some are getting 2 months. Some 3 months.
I'm coming there. Yeah. So what happens is that if you get 1,400 Ghana cedis, if you divide the 184 by the 127, it means at least if you were paying everyone at least
3 months.
3 months.
Or 3.5 months.
Or 3.5 months. Yet you have a situation where the 2023 people, students,
we know that
are owed 9 months.
We know it.
So even if you were going to use the 184 to pay only the 2023 people, it will not be enough for the arrears you owe them. Yeah, 9 months. But you see, I'm saying that if you do the thing, if you do the division, each person, if they were all going to be paid equally, will get 3 months. But one batch alone is owed 9 months. Another batch, 2021, 27 months. Another batch, 2022, 16 months. So what are you doing?
You know, since
you still have to create lies.
You've not
to defend the first lie of reinstating, teacher training
these
and nurses
are
training
real
allowance.
payments. You know, these are real payments.
I'm saying that there are payments that do not match the debt you owe them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because we are unable to be honest with them and tell them
No,
the truth.
it's a challenge, but we are willing to shoulder it. Doc,
our people say that when you are not, when one is not sleeping and you want to wake the person up,
it's difficult.
It's very difficult. And I know Dr. Okoboy is a very smart young man.
It's the birthday of one of your constituents.
And he's not sleeping.
You know, a constituent.
Seko.
Let's wish him for.
Let's wish him because
support us.
Collins. Today's his birthday.
Let me also congratulate the Vice President for working on a hostel accommodation for some of our sisters.
When is he working on? What do you mean?
I mean, he led some agencies to put together a hostel accommodation for some of our sisters from the north who practice this head porter business. There's also a provision to train them and give them skills. And I think our challenges as a country might look big, but there are some small things that when you work on, it helps to send a signal that we are there for the ordinary person. And I think he deserves commendation. I mean, I know there are a lot of people who have found ways to every day make him seem like someone who is very insensitive, not straight and all that. It's part of the politics.
Not straight. No one is doing it. He's doing it to himself.
But Doc, our history, our posterity.
How many of them will be sleeping there?
Oh, from what I saw, I think it's a facility that should handle comfortably. I'm not too sure about the figure.
Is it a training center or a hostel?
Yeah, there'll be.
Is it a hostel or a training center?
It's a hostel.
A hostel and a training center.
And a training center. It has a place for sleep.
How many of them will be staying there?
Doc, figures are.
How would they be selected? I can't tell.
Yes. So, Doc, tomorrow is the. You are done. You are done.
No, Doc. You see, the thing is that, you see, the problems in this country, and it is made worse by the way you trivialize it and dismiss it. Look, Randy,
let me land.
That is why we need to begin to prepare ourselves. The tax ahead of us as citizens is big. I'm not surprised.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. Both the
banker beds
place
and
I was quiet.
Yes, like a school dormitory.
Yes. Doc, some of these ladies sleep outside in the open.
On the street.
Yes. So we should come to the place where, no matter our differences, when we see one of us, if this morning I've been informed that Suyini has provided, nothing is too small. Even mattresses for someone who used to sleep on the floor is a step from 0 to 2 or 3.
Who is Hajia Susudia?
Doc.
That's my wife.
Okay.
So he forgot to wish the wife a happy birthday. But Doc,
it was yesterday, and I mentioned it often. No, that's how you remembered.
On this show,
your brother is Hamza.
Hamza is my brother.
So his brother
Hamza is wishing.
Is wishing. Doc, can you imagine?
His wishing is.
See, this honorable MP
see the propaganda
has come on this show.
Yeah.
Has spent 40 minutes on Baumia and has left the wife who celebrated birthday yesterday. But Doc,
because my wife is not responsible for the public duties.
Doc,
she's done her private duties very well,
Doc,
and I'm comfortable and happy with it.
That's not the issue. Doc, I worked with a wife some few years or months ago.
Yes.
She's an excellent person.
Yes.
Let me wish her a happy birthday. You go on record that I wish the wife on this show
and I didn't
before he came in. And then Doc, tomorrow too is the birthday of Mrs. ABBEY.
Yes.
The only one who is able to Dr. produce this show from a distance. I know.
In fact, she produces in the 90s.
Navi one.
I know.
The day before.
I know there are people who go around behaving like they are in charge of this show.
Yes.
But we respect her for her ownership of this show. And we are willing to comply and make sure that the show is run according to how it has been drawn.
How it is drawn and conceived.
Today's dedication, all my greetings go straight to Chado.
This is the only one I agree with you without heckling. So go and speak for both of us.
We are praying for long life for her.
Yes, amen.
And it's tomorrow.
And for strength. Yes. And it should be on record.
Yes.
Out of all your people.
Yes.
I'm the one who publicly wished her. Before you meet the husband.
I say you should do it on behalf of us.
Remember,
all of us.
I'm on your side. Thank you.
Happy birthday to Mrs. ABBEY, and belated happy birthday to my wife. It was yesterday.
Right.
We've done it already.
Okay, so
well, I also want to go on record that I've done it after you.
Okay,
that's why you want.
So Alaji Shab says, honestly, I admire Dr. Kubo. He has an intelligent way of avoiding complicity. He mostly sounds honest than his competitors in MPP. Keep it up.
He's not an MPP person.
Really?
He's just in the party. But his mindset and his ideology is not MPP.
That is not true.
Chris Fior says that
you want the people
now speaks like a godfather figure.
It's not true.
A little bit of echo in his voice, and his veins pop up on his forehead anytime he speaks. Is Doc thinking too much? Anyway, with a few days left for them in power, I share in the anxiety. That's Chris from Ashalibuchi.
The few days made him raise his head.
Then the Honorable Kwesi Bani, former editor of the Daily Guide newspaper, says, why should we always make references what NDC did when they were in power? We promised Ghanaians of a better governance, even if we cannot send them to court for the ills they did. The best we can do is not to do those things they did and use it as a justification. This is sickening.
They are doing worse. Okay. That's the problem.
So that's him. And Don Kirk in Takrady says, I should tell you this. He says, what is Dr. Kubo talking about? For the past 1 week, the whole Sekedi Takrady experienced total outages every night. What improvement is he talking about? Sekedi Takrady Dumso demo is 90% loading. Well, at least Dr. Kubo said from where he stays, and he mentioned the place. Says he's seen an improvement.
Yeah, it's a place that you can see improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Honorable Minister, thanks for coming.
Yes.
And please limit your intimidation. And Honorable Suini.
Well, I think it serves as encouragement for some of us to work harder.
Yes. All right. Okay.
Because we need to work 24 hours to save this economy and this country.
Up next, GMG Trends. This is Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi. No, good morning.
Morning.
What's exciting you?
Akpekakaka to Dr. Kuboy for the heads up. I'll use it for something before I close the show. Doc, CDA, a fly,
A flicky.
a flicky. Oh, so that's the meaning. Oh, CDA flicky pa.
A flicky wa.
A flicky wa. Right now, 15.5.
Huh?
Oh, per dollar.
I see.
I saw it this morning.
But what do you need dollar for? What do you do?
No,
you want to go and spray?
The way, I don't want to spray out. I don't want to put up a beautiful day. So,
Yes.
per dollar, 15.5 pounds, 19 euros, 16.30. That's 16 cities, 30 pesos. And 15 cities, 15 pesos for a dollar.
I have a flu. Don't waste it.
But by dollars, who know they like. So people are reacting to this news. They're not happy at all about how the city is depreciating like every time. Let me read some of the comments. This one says that it is very unconscionable and disingenuous for the hashtag Dr. Bawumia to seem not to have heard of the city struggling against the dollar. This same person was all about the phenomenon during campaign in 2016. How can you do that to Ghanaians? Let's move on to the next one. That's from Okasa Leo, writing that on Twitter. Moving on. This one says that, where is that $2 billion? Because from 2022 till now, the city has never been the same. Depreciation, the whole world, you guys get sense, and the rest of Ghanaians. Okay. If you have any advice about selling dollars, then please call Cecilia Dapa. Oh, Charlie. Sasraku says, in my humble view, the city depreciating should serve as a good opportunity for local farmers and manufacturers, but unfortunately, they're also dealing with significant challenges. The first area to target should be the cost of transportation. In the short term, all efforts.
How do you tackle the cost of transportation when two things are happening? You do not have an efficient public transport system. And two, transport fares are largely determined by fuel prices. And fuel prices are largely determined by forex.
Yes. Yeah, so that's like the dollar always.
Yes.
Right, if you like the city, you know if you arrest them. I mean the dollar. We cage, you know. Okay.
You're following the thing, and the thing stopped to rest a bit. You say you've arrested it.
Unless you're now home. Anyway, so people are not happy about the depreciating city on X, and that's all.
I'm waiting for the next inflation figures.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Really, hashtag Doom Some and Stop is also in the trends this morning because of the injunction from the police service, and a lot of people say, "ABBEY, I just called my place, said the lights are off." But, you know, a lot of people also still complaining about the situation. So let's take a look at some of the comments on social media. This one says that we are suffering because of bad leadership. Hashtag Doomso must stop. And moving on. So Prince Henry was talking about, you know, just took a picture of the earlier conversation about Doomso on the show and the whole process with the police against the protest. This one says, dear ACG, what's the reason now for the erratic power outages? Your flawed excuses with the rainstorms and stormy winds couldn't stand a test of time. So humbly, tell us what other reason is there now. Oh, that's from Stanley. He's not happy about it at all. Prosper says, who wakes up to switch off the lights this dawn? Wow. ECG. Oh, Prosper not too happy. Doomsop for work, Doomsop for house. Okay, Ghana. Puto. So that's Jonathan writing that also on X. Twitter about the Doomsaw situation. So it's still on. But of course, one of the brightest things that's been going on since last week to today is the National Under-17 team. And Larry Kingston has been in the trends all through because of, his... the way the team has been playing. Yesterday, they beat Benin by 2-0, and the string of passes, even before the second goal was scored, everybody's talking about it. Someone said, I heard Chelsea is looking for a coach like this. Well, his name is Larry Kingston. Oh, okay. You know what to do. And this one says, you watch the Black Stars on the 17 and you see Larry Kingston's handprint on the team, swift build-up play from the back, great on and off ball movement, brilliant turnovers, no player shies away from the ball. Some modern football being played, orgasmic. There is hope. So, Larry Kingston getting his flowers on social media also after the players played the game yesterday against Benin. So, topping the group in Group A, have the ongoing WAFU under 17 tournament happening here in Ghana. So, Doc, these are the trends going on. Of course, the other people's married Matami, they like top play. Yeah. But it's also in the trends. Medical and Fala, they're also in the trends in that sense. Yeah. So, Doc, that's it for the trends today. But 23rd is a good day. 23rd, yes. Yeah. 2305 is a very good day because Mamaga, the one and only, Mamaga at the top. Happy birthday to you in advance, Mami. Tomorrow is Thursday. I wouldn't be here, so I'm giving you mine in advance. God bless you so much. And if there's anything before he answers, it will be passed by. I was there.
Who are you talking to?
No. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is what?
Can something happen tomorrow? Oh, something happening tomorrow?
My birthday is the 6th of January.
And the birthday of?
Davy one.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes. So happy birthday too. Hey. You will, today, Annie, do you have the picture? Okay, no, let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow. I'll drop the picture on. Hey, I want to plus praying. And I'm tapping into it. Oh my God. Get out of my studio. Up next, Metro Spot. No, do participate. So